My name is Jeremy Edwards.
Alan James.
I'm David Dowdle.
We're going to talk about how to refine your nonverbal delivery. Now, most experts would agree that 93% of any presentation is not what you actually say, it's how you present it. 38% is how you sound when you say it. 55% is how you look when you say it. There are three things to do when you need to get yourself ready to present. The first, analyze your nonverbal style. Second is practice your delivery. And the third is manage your nervous symptoms, which most people, that would apply to most. For nonverbal, when you're analyzing your nonverbal style, the first is you want to evaluate your body position and your movement. Now, a solid stance, upright posture, and purposeful movement convey confidence. What you don't want to do is you don't want to bounce, you don't want to pace. You want to, in a formal setting, what you want to do is walk casually, have your feet, shoulder width apart. When you do move, end up back in that same position. In an informal setting, say you're at a conference table, cross your arms, put your arms on the table, make you lean back. That conveys to everyone else that it's an informal setting, and everyone can comply with that. Second thing you want to address is your hand and arm gestures. Now, you want to discover your natural gestures. Now, say you're at a cocktail party or you're at a business conference or whatever, you naturally talk to people, you naturally gesture, you're not paying attention. You can ask others what you do, maybe what you can improve on. Or what you can do is videotape yourself, giving a presentation or whatever. After you've discovered your natural gestures, there are some things you want to try to avoid. These are common examples of what people tend to do. First is the commander, the stern, yeah, that's very strict. The next is the gunshot victim, it's very shy, not very comfortable. The next is the pocket jingler, got the keys and the coins going, which is very distracting and can be misconstrued. And the last is the Garden of Eden presenter. These are the ones you want to avoid. What you should do instead is be natural and open in your expressions. You want to use your arms, but say you're talking about balances, do this. But you have to be conservative in how you do it. And your audience depends on, your audience dictates how you use these gestures. If you're talking to 1,000 people, you could be a little more expressive in it so that people in the back can see what you're doing. If you're on television, obviously you want to be minimal with them so that people at home don't think you're just flailing your arms about, wondering what you're doing. The next is eye contact and facial expression. Now this is crucial because your eye contact connects you to your audience. Your face communicates interest, enthusiasm, and confidence. Think of Joey and Friends when he ever say, "How you doing?" He exudes all of those every time he says it. With your eye contact, what you want to do when you're talking to a group of people is find friendly faces. Find the faces that are smiling or paying attention, genuinely interested in what you have to say. Don't find the faces that hate you and wondering why you're saying what you're saying or just hate you. Because eventually you're going to want to mimic the faces that you're seeing. Now, same with facial expressions. You don't want to look stony and deadpan. I can't be bothered with what I'm saying. You want to find the friendly face, exude confidence, smile, nod, maybe point. Vocal traits, there are 5 traits of this. First is volume. That's audience dependent. If you're speaking in front of 1,000 people without a microphone, of course you have to raise your voice so people in the back can hear you. If you're talking to 12 people in a conference, you don't need to shout at them, they can hear you. So speak in a conversational tone. The rate at which you speak, you don't want to speak like, the micro machine man. I don't know, just rushing through everything. Speak conversationally. Be polite. Speak at a rate that everyone can hear you and understand you. Inflection. You don't want to sound monotone. You don't want to talk like this the entire time because everybody be asleep in 2 minutes. So speak, again, conversationally. Speak to where it's engaging. Everyone's interested in what you have to say. Enunciation. I have a problem with this because I'm from East Texas. I have that southern drawl. So I have to concentrate on what I'm saying and how I say it so that everyone can understand it. Otherwise, people will go, "Wow, that was a great presentation. I didn't understand what he said, but man, he was enthusiastic about how he said it. Filler words and sounds. I probably do this constantly. The uhs and the ums and the so. Instead of, whenever you know that you do that constantly, take a second, pause, complete your thought, then say what you're going to say. That way you avoid a lot of the ums that I tend to do a lot. And finally, the space and objects around you. That is dependent on the kind of presentation that you're giving, where you're giving it, who you're giving it in front of. So if it's a business conference, do you want to have, just a PowerPoint? Do you want visual aids? Do you want objects around you? Do you want to be interactive? How large is the audience? What are you wearing? All these things factor into the space and objects around.
Okay, the four main things to get you going for the presentation is to just get comfortable.